All right, so Mom and Dad met at Cypress School. They went together for 6 years, and I had a hard time not fixing that. I'm like, went together? We don't say that anymore. But I thought, I'm going to leave that, because back then it was went together. Yep. They loved to go to dances at Cypress Community House on Saturday nights, where they would often win dance contests. They also liked to play ping pong. When I asked Mom who would win, it took her a minute to say, probably your dad. Now, I'm just guessing that Dad probably could have answered a lot quicker than that if I asked him. What do you think, Dad? Who won? Yeah. I've heard stories of how Dad used to roller skate to see Mom before he had a car, and I think that's pretty awesome and very romantic, of which I've added, Tommy Pearson, please do not try this at home. Especially because, of course, I've lived on Babtown long enough to know that there was that hill that used to come over the railroad track. And I heard stories of Dad coming down that hill and not wiping out. So that's pretty impressive, Dad. When Dad got his first car, it was a 1955 Studebaker. He taught Mom how to drive, and she got her driver's license in that car. Mom and Dad married on 10/8/1965 at Preacher Brittle's house with Aunt Barbara and Uncle Jimmy as their witnesses. Mom and Dad lived at the little house beside the Batemans on Carolina Road, close to 3 black cats for 2 years after they were married. They had a black Corvair at that time until Mom totaled it on the way to work at the GE plant. I'm just guessing Dad was not happy about that. That's funny. So, let's see. Then they got a Dodge convertible that, in Mom's words, was red and fast. They moved from Carolina Road to Staley Drive, where they lived for 3.5 years. Ricky was born January 10th, 1968. Yay! Mom remembers that there was a lot of ice on the road that night, and they did not think they would make it to the hospital. After Ricky was born, they sold the convertible and got a family ride, a Ford 4-door car.
My bad.
And yeah, I think as most parents, we can all kind of relate to that sequence of events. After Ricky was born, Mom became a stay-at-home mom. They moved to the country at Route 1, Box 460, now known as 761 Babtown Road, in July of 1970, which is where they still live. They loved being in the country, where they could have a garden and get good vegetables. And I think I can speak for my brothers, and this is one of those areas where clearly I've added, that when I say that they also like putting us to work in that garden that had rows a mile long and never seemed to end. And it always was butter beans that you're sitting here just over. It was absolutely crazy. Anyway, but we ate, and we ate good, didn't we? All right. On January 3rd, 1972, Andy was born. He came pretty quickly. Mom said she would never forget that she was cooking fried chicken and potato salad, and they had to leave before they could eat it. And Dad was not happy. So, Andy, I think it's only right that you provide a fried chicken and potato salad meal sometime soon. All right. On January 2nd, 1973, the angels sang. I added that part. And Mom rejoiced because I was born. One day before Andy's first birthday, which might I add that he never liked me being the same age as he was for one day out of a whole year, one day. But I absolutely loved it, of course, and still call him every day and say, ha, we're the same age today. But anyway, and these are Mom's exact words concerning my birth. And I'm serious back there, brothers. She said, I could not believe I had a girl. I just knew it was another boy. I wanted a girl so bad, and the Lord gave us one. So this seems like a good time to pull a good old grade school annex on my brothers and say, nana nana boo boo. Okay, moving on. Dad worked 2 jobs a lot when we were growing up, and Mom never seemed to slow down and somehow got everything done with what seemed to be still plenty of time left in the day. I have not yet mastered that talent, and I'm convinced that somehow the days are shorter than when I was growing up. Talk about that all the time. I don't know how Mom and Dad did it, got everything done, and we had a meal every night, not going through the drive-thru which is what we seem to do a lot with the girls' activities. But anyway, they always made it work. Mom worked at Suffolk Christian Academy for 13 years. And oh, yeah, school. Now it's Suffolk Christian Academy, which is where my girls go. Sorry about that, Mom. Thanks. And Dad was active with coaching sports. And now is a good time to take the opportunity to say thank you again. I think I've said it. I'll say it again, for the many sacrifices you made for my and Ricky and Andy's education, Christian education. And so anyway, the next chapter of their life was the part that you will hear most often about, of which every grandparent knows. It's when they become a grandparent and have grandkids. So, Mom actually had a short little part on this, and I added to it. I had some fun with this. So, all right, so they became grandparents. You know, the time in your life that as your parent's child, everything was not acceptable when you were growing up. Yet, somehow everything becomes absolutely okay for your kids to do. There's proof on the table back there. I think there's one of Courtney that is sitting on the table, eating watermelon from one end to the other. All those kind of things become acceptable. I mean, I probably wouldn't have remembered sitting on the table, but I'm pretty sure we always had our spots. I was sitting here because Andy always had to sit on the end because he had the long legs. That was his spot. But the grandkids come over, they can sit anywhere they want, right? Yep, that's right. All right. Oh, and somehow dessert becomes the first course meal. And all the ice cream they can eat. Heather, you want some more ice cream? Yeah, Grandma, let's have some more ice cream. And then just a personal little joke that I thought, when I was growing up, we had to make our own entertainment. My one thing entertainment I remember is, well, we had plenty. We played outside all day long. There's plenty of entertainment. But I remember going to the garden and digging this hole that I felt like was 20 feet deep by the time I got finished digging that thing. That was going to be my swimming pool. And when I finally got some water in it and jumped in it, it did not even come up to my shins. And then all of a sudden, the grandkids come, and Ricky and Andy are going to like this one, and a trampoline shows up in the backyard. Right? Yep. But anyway, that's the love they had for their grandchildren, and I'm so thankful that my girls have you two, and everything you do for them, everything you do for us. I don't think that you even know. You know, they were in an accident this week, and Mom was sitting on the hospital bed going, I just don't know that you know how thankful I am for everything you do. I'm like, I'm still way in the rears here. You know, I'm never going to catch up with everything that they've done, everything that they continue to do. And we're so very thankful and love you very much. And we're very blessed to call you Mom, Dad, Grandma, and Granddaddy. So. I added a little bit, didn't I, Mom? Yeah. And I was only 20 minutes late. Okay, so if anybody else has anything to say, you know, you can say it from there, you can say it from here. Maybe you don't. I don't know, but if you want to, you have the opportunity to do so. Did y'all want to say something? You want to say something, Mom? Yeah. Mom always wants to say something. That wasn't even a trick question.
Oh my goodness. Okay then. That was loud, wasn't it? No, I just thank everybody that came. I appreciate it so much. And when Belinda did ask me to write that, and I think it was on Monday night, and then the accident happened on Wednesday, and then we was in the emergency room all day, you know, and I thought then last night I kept saying, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. You know, so it is just amazing what the Lord will help you do though, really. And I can't thank the Lord enough that Bobby and I are here today, because I think if we had been driving anything but the Suburban, I do not believe that we would be. So I just thank the Lord for that. And I can look out and see faces and just can't tell y'all enough how much I love you.
Your turn, Dad. I so love joking with him. He is definitely where I get my humor from. He's got the quick wit. Ricky, want to say something? Everybody's pointing to you, Ricky. Surprise! You have something to say.
Just because I'm in Carolina. 2.5 hours away.
I like your pink.
Oh, you like my pink?
It's for Grandma.
Yeah. And a few others around here. Oh, boy, I'm seeing faces I ain't seen in years, seems like.
You only have 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about all that. Andy, come get this.
I can do 2, but
You
All right,
can name that tune in 2 minutes.
If you had stayed on Fast Time Road, you wouldn't have forgotten everybody.
I know, right? I knew that was coming. I just didn't know from what source. Alice Babb. I know that's right. Yeah, I've been gone for 6, 7 years now. 7. I couldn't help it. I've been in Golden State for 22 years, now it's 29 years, so I might as well stay there. It's kind of hard to start over. And they didn't really want to tell us that another Golden State Foods facility was going in that building that we were in. But QCD exists where Golden State McDonald's side already was. And QCD is just another company for Golden State. But anyway, they do Chick-fil-A, Starbucks. I mean, I could have stayed and still been a Golden State Foods employee, but they didn't let me know that at the time. So I had to go with a guarantee. But anyway, yes, I do miss the area. I miss the people. I definitely miss Mom and Dad. It's tough.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. You ain't lying.
That's kidding.
Help me, girl. Come here.
all right, most of y'all know who I am. I have been around here. But yes, I do love my mom and dad very much, and I do appreciate everything they've always done for me, my family, and my sister and my brother. We've had a really tight family. We have always done a lot of stuff together, and family has always been first for us. But I really do appreciate everything they've done for us. So just tell y'all I love you. Thank you. And happy 50th.
Thank you.
You can let me know when you're ready. I took that like I've got plenty to say. I don't, but I will mention this. Because, as most of you probably know, Mom was recently diagnosed with breast cancer. And so if you didn't know, you know now. Please pray. We've actually gotten some encouraging news this week. But there's one thing when I was even thinking about trying to get something written, and it just so worked out that Mom had started, and I just kind of threw my stuff into it. But one thing that came to mind, like this week when they were in their accident, Dad was actually at that point, the ER was crazy. They were in one room, which maybe is not the best of deals. Dad was getting up. He was like, I am getting out of here. And Mom's going, Bobby, sit down. He did not listen. He kept just wandering around the room, but he was so over it. But through that whole thing, there were several times that I heard we. It was what maybe we could have done differently, because that kind of comes to mind of if we were in a different place at a different time. And then Mom said, well, honey, we left in the dark. We are going home in the dark. And so that night when I was laying in the bed, I was thinking, that's what I think that gets you to 50 years of marriage. It's we. It's everything, looking out for one another, even with Mom's cancer diagnosis. Then, although Dad's not, of course, 25 anymore, I know that he's going to be there to support her, and vice versa. You see, if Dad's doing something, then like when Mom had her knee reconstruction, she's trying to get out of the hospital on that same night so she can go home and be with Dad. I'm like, just stay in the hospital, let them take care of you. Dad's fine. He's got this, we got it. But they both support one another. And that just made me think about that night in the hospital, where it is about we. And being married for 50 years, I think is just phenomenal. And just wanted to share that. You got anything? You're good. He's good. If anybody else has anything else to say. If not, we'll turn the music on. If you'd like to dance, you can dance. When we were also in the hospital, and this is a joke I'll have with Dad, and we were thinking, why in the world, with everything else going on, why in the world is this accident? But everything happens for a reason. I believe that. And but I think I know what it is, Dad. I was gonna have you dance, and because of the accident, and I know you're sore, then you get out of dancing. I think that might be it. What do you think? Yep. So, but if somebody else wants to dance, then feel free. We cleared out this room. Help yourself. Enjoy. Again, thank you for coming. If nobody else has anything to say, we'll just continue on chatting.